Now, earlier I noticed in my video history, I did not do a review on this bad boy right here. So, what you guys are looking at is a full face motorcycle helmet made by Vega, which, seriously, Street Fighter 2, that's the first thing I thought of when I saw that. So, yeah. But anyway, as you can see, it's, it's branded by Vega. The model that you're looking at is the AT-AT2. And the color design, the pattern that you are looking at on this motorcycle shell is known as the Black Flash. And it's symmetrical. As you can see, what you see on one side is the same on the other. And even when you look at the back, just look how nice and tight everything is. You know what I'm saying? Oh, since we're back here, it is DOT and ECE rated. And just look at everything, like even from the top, the whole color palette, this design, you know, the fact that they use black, gray, platinum, and white, and how nice and cohesive everything worked, it's just, it I don't know how else to put it except it's fucking beautiful. So, anyway, as I already mentioned, it is a full face helmet. Now, the styling of this helmet is pretty much, it doesn't really have a genre, so to speak. Now, you know, there's a lot of different genre in the world of motorcycling. There's like ATVs, there's mopeds, there's scooters, there's cruisers, sport bikes, super sport, touring. I can go on and on and on. When it comes to motorcycle helmets, there are different genre of the helmet which is made specifically to work with the style of motorcycle that you have. For example, there are some motorcycles that is made specifically for sport bike, like you're going onto the track. Now, when I say this is kind of like a multi-purpose, it depends on how it's worn. Right now, in this base form, as you see right here, if you were to ride a touring bike, you would wear the helmet as regular like this, but in your riding position, it's going to always be like this. Now, say you were to go on a super sport, because of your riding position, this helmet will be more facing like this when you're wearing the helmet. And like I said, because it's so, you know, universal and doesn't really have like a genre, so to speak, the way it's silhouette, it blends in with everything. It doesn't matter what motorcycle you ride, it will blend and fit with any of those things. I mean, starting from the tail all the way up to the front of the crown, this silhouette is just perfect. Now, you probably noticed there's this dial right here, and it's the same thing over here. Now, those actually help lock in this visor. Now, when I say lock in, I don't mean like you can't open and close it. As you can see, I can open it, I can close it, no problem. What they do though is, say I want to clean my visor, I can take it out by pushing in this red dial, turning it, and then just pull it out and bam. Now, since we're here, oh, also what's cool about this right here, you flip it on the other side, it will let you know what side is forward. Like you see the R, that's for the right side, and obviously the other side will have the letter L for the left side. Now, as I was saying, you see right here, you see these? Part of the visor, they had these protruding nubs. Now, when you come to taking this out, all I gotta do is take my finger there and just boom, flap it out. It's not a big deal. Putting it back on though is the pain in the ass part. In the beginning, I mean right now, now that I got used to it and experience, I can put it on without a problem. Now as you can see right here, these are the springs. That's for this black mechanism that you can actually push in to compress, so that way you can latch these two on, because as you can see, I don't know how well you can see from the inside, there's like a track that you gotta actually put them in specifically and perfectly, so that way it's locked in. Because if not, like I said, I already mentioned, it can be very aggravating. So, once you get that back in, you just put this on, and you turn it, bam, it's locked. Once this completely sticks out, that means it's locked, you don't have to worry about it. One of the other cool features about this is, here, let me open up the visor. You see this right here? That it's all the way around, even from the bottom. What it does is pretty much, it's like an extra sealant, because when you close it, now I've actually ridden in the rain twice, not on purpose. The first time it was because the weatherman lied to me talking about oh, it's gonna rain at 11 o'clock. I'm outside riding, it was close to 9, and then it was a downpour of rain. The second time, I will admit I was the dumbass because I didn't look up the weather news, because I just looked out the window and I was like, oh, it's nice and sunny outside. Let me go for a ride a little bit. Then it became a downpouring rain. So that I'll take the blame for. I was a dumbass that day. However, what these does, they block out the rain and the condensation. Well, it does get condensation on the inside of the visor, but they block out the water. They make sure nothing goes in there. Unless you're riding with the visor with it open, yeah, you'll definitely get wet. Now, since the visor's up, what you will notice that there is, right in here, there is no drop-down visor. Which means, and that kind of sucked for me, because when I purchased this motorcycle helmet, this visor you see was the only thing that it came with. It did not come with a tinted visor. And that kind of sucked, because when I'm riding outside and it's bright, I would like to have some shading, especially, yeah, it's not fun. But you can wear shades, you can wear glasses, you can wear, whatever. But I would probably have liked for either it came with two visors, this clear one and a tinted one, or at least have a drop down visor that, to fall, so that way I don't have to be blinded by light. Now, as you can see, right here, as I was already mentioning about the whole sunlight and everything is closed up. And when it's cold outside, like, you can still ride outside, but if it's a little chilly, like the wind is starting a little breezy, I would ride with everything closed off. These are the ventilation system. However, when it's hot and I want to cool down, all I gotta do is open it up. And it's really not that hard to open. And then, bam. Now, as you can see, look at the size of these vent holes. They are nicely sized, nice and big, and they suck in the air without a problem. I never have an issue about feeling, cooled off. I always feel cool because the ventilation system and all the hot air actually blows out of here. Now, the thing about back here is you cannot open, you cannot close it. It's going to always be exposed. It's always going to be open. But as the air is, as you're riding, the cool air will flow into the helmet right through here from the ventilation. It'll cool off the whole inside, and all the hot air that was already built up is going to end up being blown out from back here. And it's actually a really cool system, and can't knock it. You know what I mean? So, if you notice, there's indentations, like right here, and even right here. It makes it easy, whether I have motorcycle gloves on or off, to open and close all the ventilation system. Now, speaking of wind, down here, us riders, one of the things we get annoyed by is wind noises. And as you can see, it actually comes with its own chin curtain, or a chin guard, whichever you want to call it. And this one, it comes with this mesh where it makes it easier for me to breathe. When you're riding, a lot of wind is going to be hitting you. It's going to be flowing past you. With this not being here, that means it's going to be like an open space, which means as the wind flows past your helmet, it's going to go into that open space, and bam, instant wind noise. But with this being here, it minimizes that happening. And like I already mentioned, because this is mesh, it makes it easier for me to breathe, whether I have the vents open or closed, or if I have the visor open a little bit, like crack, or closed, or open it all the way. Next is, like I already mentioned about its multi-purpose use. There is these straps. Now, I already did videos on them, and if you ever want to check them out, check in the bottom. So, yeah. There's more. There's also some cons, and I'll get to that in the next video. But for right now, I hope you enjoyed this part. Later.